Omar bin Abdul Aziz attending in the funeral. It is related that once Umar ibn Abdul Aziz rahmatullah alayh accompanied a bear to the funeral, but on reaching the graveyard he went over to a solitary place and sat silent, lost in thoughts. Someone asked, "O Amirul Mu'minin, you are the guardian of this funeral and you were sitting here alone." He said, "I heard a grave calling me and it said, 'O Umar ibn Abdul Aziz, do you not ask me how I treat those who come to me?' I said, 'Do tell me,' and it said, 'I tear their shrouds, I crush their bodies into pieces, I suck all their blood, I eat all their fleshes. And shall I tell you what I do to their joints? Oh, I disjoin their arms from their shoulders and the wrists from their arms. I disjoin the hips from their bodies, the thighs from their hips, the knees from their thighs, the calves from their knees, and the feet from their calves." Saying this, Umar ibn Abdul Aziz rahmatullah alayh began to weep, and at length he added, "Oh, brief is our stay in this world and great is its illusion. Those who are noble and proud in this life will be humbled in Akhirah. Those who are rich will be made poor and destitute. The young quickly grow old and the living meet death soon. Let not the smiles of the world, favors of the world beguile you. Don't you see how soon it turns away from its admirers? Oh, where are the great admirers of the world who built great cities, dug big canals, planted beautiful gardens? They stayed here but little and were gone, leaving everything behind. Their sound health and the strength of their bodies deceived them, breeding in them a zeal for lustful wife, and induced them to sinning. By Allah Ta'ala, who is most high, they were envied in the world for their abundant wealth, and people were jealous of them. But in spite of obstacles, they earned big fortunes which roused jealousy in the minds of the people, but they were unmindful of the hindrances that stood in their way to affluence and prosperity, and they bore with pleasure the hardships that they had to face for amazing wealth. But see now what the earth has done to their bodies, what the worms have made of their joints and their bones. They used to recline on rich couches and cushions and rested on soft, fluffy beds raised above the ground, surrounded by their servants and attendants, with their kinsmen and neighbors to keep them pleasant company. But what is happening now? Just call them and ask them, "How are you faring in your graves?" Everybody, rich or poor, is lying under the same ground. Ask the rich among them, "What use were the riches to you?" Ask the poor, "What harm did the poverty do to you?" Ask them, "What about your tongues that chirped and chattered pleasantly? What happened to your eyes that kept looking in all directions? What about your smooth skins and your beautiful charming faces and your tender delicate bodies?" Ask them what worms have made of them all. They have made their complexion black, eaten up their flesh, covered their faces with dust, disjoined their limbs, broken their joints to pieces. Alas, where are their attendants who ran at their commands, calling out at your service, "My Lord"? Where are their castle and apartments to which they retired for rest? Where is the wealth they amassed, the fortunes they treasured? Alas, their servants could not provide them any food for their journey through the graves, nor gave any pillow, nor planted any tree or garden, but laid them on the ground. Ah, there they lie, buried all alone in the darkness of the graves, their days as dark as the night. They can meet their friends no more, nor invite anyone to their places. Ah, among the inmates of these graves, there are many men with tender bodies and delicate ladies of dainty disposition. But now their bodies have decayed, their limbs lie apart, their eyes have come out of the sockets and fallen on what had been their cheeks. Their necks have been disjointed, their mouths are filled with pus and putrid water, and worms are running over their bodies. Ah, while they lie there resigned to death and decay, their widows have long since remarried and are enjoying themselves. Their sons have taken possession of their houses, their heirs have distributed their property among themselves. Nevertheless, some fortune ones there are among the inmates of these graves who are having a blissful time, partaking of the bounties of their Lord with faces fresh and radiant. They were not beguiled by this world but kept the Akhirah in remembrance. They sacrificed their worldly desires for their requirements in Akhirah and treasured up rich assets, good deeds for the life to come, sending forth as though in advance they thought they would need things in the Akhirah. O you who must inevitably pass on the grave tomorrow, what has beguiled you about this world? Do you think this wretched world will not betray you? Do you hope to live in the world forever, where men come and go and no one ever stays? Your spacious bungalows, your ripening fruit gardens, your soft couches, your suits for summer and winter, all will suddenly stay here. When the Malakul Maut, angel of death, will arrive, nothing can stop him. Sweet after sweet will come, the appetite will increase, he will toss and turn in bed in the agony of death. And that person who today are closing the eyes of his brother, weeping the eyes of his son, closing the eyes of his father, giving a bath to someone, putting a shroud on someone, going with someone's funeral, keeping someone in the grave, remember that tomorrow you will be headed of all these. Hadhrat Omar bin Abdul Aziz rahmatullah alayhi said so many things and finally recited two lines which mean this: man delights in things that will soon perish and keeps himself occupied with worldly hopes and inordinate longing. O fool, do not be deceived by the treasures of dreams. Your days are spent in heedlessness, your nights are spent in sleep, though death is rode upon you. You are doing such things today that you will be frowned upon tomorrow. You are living like a four-legged animal in the world. It is said that Hadhrat Omar bin Abdul Aziz rahmatullah alayhi passed away just 1 week after this incident.
To get new episodes, click subscribe button.